welcome to this episode of The Daily. My name is Brendan Malone. Well, last week there was some commentary that was being passed around by a lot of people I saw on social media. Bono has been part of this new mini documentary, and they were talking about, he was talking about Christian art, particularly Christian music, and he really sort of ripped into Christian musicians for what he called their lack of honesty. He said, "I just wish they would be honest in their music, and that if I'd perhaps be a little bit less suspicious of Christian musicians if they were writing about the political struggles they have, or the fight that they've had with their wife." And so in other words, Christian music needs more honesty and sincerity to it. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's an unfair criticism, but to be fair, this isn't just a problem within Christian music. A lot of mainstream pop music is just so insincere and dishonest. It is just production line produced, cliched lyrics that are just manufactured with melodies and beats to try and sell a product. So I don't think it's at all fair to single out Christian artists and suggest that they are somehow the only ones, or that they have got this problem that no one else has. It's a big problem in music today. It's a big issue. The honest artists, I think, are actually few and far between now. They don't really tend to make it as much as they used to in the mainstream music business, because that's not what the mainstream music business is really looking for. The other thing I find interesting about this is that people were sort of passing this around. A lot of my Christian friends were sharing this and going, "Yeah, see that Christian artist, I told you." And I'm kind of like, well, what do you mean? Because this is actually nothing new. The sentiments that Bono has expressed here are not new. People have been saying exactly that for a very long time. I am a musician myself. I have been involved and have moved in and out of Christian music circles. I'm just trying to think now. It's easily sort of going on 25 years of my life that I have moved in and out of those circles, and I have heard people at the very top levels of that environment saying exactly the same thing. They've been saying, not only have they been saying it, but you can go right back to the 80s and you can find examples of Christian musicians that are actually doing what Bono claims they haven't been doing. A really good example, if you want to hear some good, honest Christian music, and it still stands the test of time almost 20 years later, go and listen to the album Chase the Kangaroo by the Christian band The Choir. The Choir, Chase the Kangaroo. Go and listen to another album they've got called Speckled Bird. It's got a song about the very thing that Bono was talking about, which is what the opening song on the album is about, a fight that he's had with his wife. One of the lyrics is, "You take a shovel to my head. I appreciate that sound." It's really, the Choir are renowned for writing really good, honest lyrics about real life scenarios and situations. And so this has been, that album Chase the Kangaroo was 1987 that was released. So it's not like Christian artists haven't already been doing this. And there are plenty other examples that I could point to over the last 10 years in particular of Christian artists who are doing this. The other thing that's kind of interesting to me is sort of this, there's an implicit suggestion in what Bono was saying here that if you don't sing about issues like the fight that you've had with your wife, or the politics or the political issues, or your particular personal politics and the struggles you have, if you're not singing about those issues, then somehow you're not being sincere, or you're not being an honest musician. Well, I actually completely disagree with that. I think sincerity has got nothing to do with the sort of the topic or the tone of the lyrics, so what it is you're singing about and how hard-edged you get. Sincerity is about a genuine honesty in your songwriting, and there are plenty of examples of people who write really beautiful Christian music that is still genuinely sincere, and you can hear the sincerity in that, even though a secular audience would go, ugh, because they don't like the lyrical content. But that doesn't mean it's not sincere and not honest. So, make of that what you will. I'd be interested to hear your feedback, because as I said, reading this commentary from Bono and reading people who were posting it around, my first reaction was, well, why do we need Bono to tell us this? Because in actual fact, this is nothing new, and there are artists who have been doing this for quite some time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on The Daily.